Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got another special release from Heaven Hill. Look, man, Heaven Hill has been crushing it. The last year and the first two releases of this year have been amazing. So, I could not wait to get this bottle on the channel. I found it at a Virginia ABC. It was just sitting on the shelf. It's not part of the allocated list, so I was able to pick a bottle up. Bottle drop, bottle drop, bottle drop. I really did not care for the 7-year regular BERNHEIM release. I picked up a bottle, really didn't like it, brought it home, put some in the glass, man, and I had to get rid of it really fast. Let's just put it that way. But when I saw this thing right here, a barrel proof from Heaven Hill, come on, man. You know I had to get it. Now let's get into it a little bit. Now that right there, what you see is an old bottle. That bottle right there contains about 4-year-old wheat whiskey in it. Now let's get into what makes whiskey straight bourbon, bourbon, and age-stated bourbons. Now, even though this says straight wheat whiskey on it, if it was less than 4 years old, it would have to show you what the age statement of that whiskey in that bottle is. Same thing applies to bourbon when you got any type of wheat bourbon, or you've got any type of just regular high rye bourbon. If they say straight bourbon, you know that they're at least 2 years old, and if they do not carry an age statement on the bottle, you know that they are at least 4 years old. Now, most of the time, you're just not going to get an age statement on everything out there. So if it says straight bourbon and it doesn't say 36 months, 47 point something months, that's why you ask yourself sometimes, why not just slap a 4-year age statement on the bottle? Well, by law, they can't do that. So I've got this right here that they stopped making in 2014. They stopped with this bottle. So that tells me that the whiskey in this bottle is at least 4 years old. And also what it tells me is this could potentially be 9 years or older, since we are sitting in the year 2023. Now, they changed that label to this label right here, and then they went from this label to this label right here. Now, once they went to the new label, it did carry an 7-year age statement on the old label and the new label, but this one right here says that it is between 7 and 9 year old barrel proof wheat whiskey. It has a mash bill of 51% corn, 37% wheat, and 12% malted barley. Let's get into the nose. Very sweet off the nose. Very sweet. I'm picking up a little bit of like this peppery brown sugar. There's a floral note and a caramel note. Yeah, there is a floral note in there. It's floral, but I've heard some people describe a note that I'm about to say as Sharpie marker. Sometimes you can get that on a Sharpie marker. It is like this floral alcohol note. Now, the first night I cracked it open, the ethanol just completely destroyed my nose. But now it seems to have tamed down some now that I let a little bit of air get into the bottle. Let's get into the palate. A lot of sweetness. It's a fruity sweetness. It's a lot of honey. It's a slight caramel. That honey is really rich. And the mouthfeel on this thing, it is 118 proof. That was my first drink of the day. It did tighten up the back of the jaws a little bit, I will not lie. It does have a little bit of pepper on the back. Let's see if we can pull anything else out of the nose. It gets more peppery in the nose and more citrusy. The floral notes kind of hang in the background. Those citrus notes come to the forefront, and that pepper really stands out. Let's go back into the palate one more time. It is a very rich mouthfeel. Now it has turned into a spicy honey. And after that spice hits, it is left with a sweet light honey. I mean, the only thing I could kind of equate it to is the real honey, and then you have that honey light that you get at some restaurant that they give you to put on biscuits, but it's just like it's a really rich honey with a lot of pepper and spice in it, and then all of a sudden it turns into like this really light honey. And then across the back, it does finish with a little bit of char, and yeah, that pepper continues on, some leather, and that's it. It's got a really, and then the finish kind of sweetens out. I mean, I'm liking this, man. I'm really digging it. And like I said, I did not like their regular 7-year offering. I thought it was horrible. I do not like the dog bottles. I thought it was horrible. I tried to get rid of it as soon as possible. This thing right here, this is really good. Let's get into the breakdown. Is it worth the chase? I'm kind of iffy on this one because I do like this one. I like this one a lot. Will this be something that I go to every day? No, but it's something cool to have on the shelf. It is a barrel proof release, and I tried to get my hands on the barrel proof wheated whiskey that Old Elk put out, and like I said, I couldn't make the ABC single barrel drop that they had, so whatever. I would have loved to have put these two side by side, but anyway, I just, like I said, I'm on the fence about chasing it because this is their first release. I do like what I'm seeing. Will I chase the next one? If I see it, I probably will pick it up. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I will chase this bottle. Is it worth over retail? It is $60, I believe. I think I paid $60 for this bottle. I don't know if I would pay over retail. It is good. It is enjoyable, but it doesn't have, if you're a bourbon drinker and you want something different, maybe $10 over retail, maybe $15 over retail, but I don't think I'd go. I don't think I'd go to my 30. If I didn't have it yet and I was really that interested in getting it, I might go to my 30 over it just to see what it's like. But it doesn't come through like a bourbon with all of those bold, rich flavors. Yes, it is very rich in honey. It is very rich in the mouth. But you know, us in the bourbon community, we love butterscotch, we love brown sugar, we love all of those rich, deep, dark notes. Would I give it to a new bourbon drinker? You already know the answer to that. I might even stop saying that once I get to things that are over 100 proof. This thing had a little bit of a kick. It did tighten the jaws up a little bit. I mean, yes, like I said, that was my first drink of the day, but I do consider myself an experienced bourbon drinker, and that thing hit me a little bit. So I would not give that to a new bourbon drinker. Will it always be on the bar? I do think that it is interesting enough that I will always keep this bottle on the bar because I like it. If I am to run into another one and I am low on this one, I would definitely keep this one on the bar. So with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Till next time.